Hello, and welcome to my video about the modern data-driven organization. Today, we are going to talk about how new data technologies fundamentally change the value that can be unlocked in an organization's data. The first thing to realize is that everyone and every organization, whether passively or actively, is data-driven. Today, we are going to explore the added value that an organization can get by using these technologies correctly. The assumption is that organizations today are data-driven. As we're implying something new here and different, we will call it contemporary and explain the difference. This video is the first of many that explain the goals, journey, and the challenges of making an organization truly data competitive. For more information, please follow me on Twitter @dmelman and on YouTube with my channel David Millman. To explain this journey, we're going to need an organization. Let's call it Acme, the boundary of which is represented by this dotted shape. Everything which is in the shape is wholly owned by Acme. Everything outside this shape is related to Acme. Every organization has a leader. The leader will have many questions and expect them to be answered using new data and different techniques. This will make Acme a better company. This is our CEO. Acme has three main groups, the first of which is marketing. Marketing is responsible for understanding and communicating outside of Acme and ultimately driving leads to sales. Sales is responsible for taking a prospect and turning them into a customer, so the sales leader will have a number of questions about that. The final group that we're going to talk about is the operations group. The operations group is responsible for all other functions within Acme. To explain how Acme is going to be data-driven and everything that influences that, we're going to look at two sides. The first side is the supply side. Acme make widgets and require raw materials. Acme will want to understand the fluctuations in raw material prices, both past, present and future, as well as understanding delivery fluctuations and risks. Acme widgets also require discrete components. Acme will need to compare quality and the impact of components from different suppliers that will ultimately affect their support costs. There is a supply chain that is responsible for getting the raw materials and components to the factory. While Acme is using just-in-time techniques to limit inventory costs, they've started to IoT enable all of their trucks to understand how to schedule maintenance for the minimum disturbance on delivery and reduce the maintenance cost per mile by 50%. The manufacturing plants are also in the process of being IoT enabled, providing insight into machines wearing out, and similarly to the supply chain, they are looking to use predictive maintenance to schedule repairs, eliminating 50% of the current outages. Once manufactured, Acme's delivery team is optimizing fuel-efficient routes for customer delivery, as well as using radical warehouse optimization techniques to eliminate pick and placement conflicts in the warehouse. Acme's support team has managed to correlate supplier and widget usage data. This has allowed predictive maintenance of broken widgets, allowing customer SAT scores to increase 25%. Acme continues to create new data science products to improve customer experience, allowing Acme to increase sales through referenceability. We're now going to look at the demand side and see how Acme uses data to increase sales. Due to their success, Acme is looking to see how to increase the potential customer base that they may be able to reach by researching new products and looking at complementary companies that they may acquire. They are starting to run simulations as to what that new company would look like and the chances of an acquisition being successful. Marketing is able to continually refine their pool of target customers, quickly blending in new external data sets to match candidates to their particular set of widgets, then be very specific on the marketing campaigns to them. This has improved the percentage of people going from prospects to customers. Given the value of the leads that are coming in, the sales team has been able to continually refine their message and understand how to take a prospect to a customer with minimal cost. This has allowed the sales management to deliver a lot more predictable sales numbers to the organization. Now, Acme doesn't work alone. They work with a number of partners, whether they be people who supply and work with the labor force, or supply infrastructure or dial tone electricity to the factory. All of these relationships need to be managed and understood so they can understand the value and therefore work with their partners to make a better decision. Now, the ultimate goal for this whole data strategy is to ensure that the CEO, marketing, operations and sales all work collaboratively together to improve the overall perception and performance of Acme. If we get this right and continually optimize, the P&L, the 10K, our quarterly earnings, and ultimately our industry metrics will all go up. This ultimately means the share price will go up and will be favorably ranked compared to our competitors. We're now going to look at the architectures, both traditional and contemporary. Like most organizations, for every piece of data that was important, Acme used a database. Each of these databases contain a particular model that contain a particular part of the business. This was further subdivided and optimized per organizational structure within Acme. We now have our head of sales asking a question across two organizations to understand how an increase in sales will affect the supply chain. Because of the structure of the technology in the organization, this is impossible and may take many weeks to actually get an answer. Acme has further problems because the investments they've made understanding the demand, partner, and supply chain aspect of their business is not integrated with this data, thus meaning that the cross-divisional questions cannot be answered. Therefore, we need a new solution. This is to place all our data, whether structured, unstructured, ours, or external, all in one place, to allow us to bring in new insights and ultimately break down organizational barriers to get a faster decision cycle for any and all questions. Ultimately, we're going to go beyond just data-driven and ultimately create a business that has more agility than its competitors and understand market trends and act upon them way before its competitors by really creating a data-agile organization. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it informative. Please follow me on Twitter, subscribe to my YouTube channel, as I'm going to be providing more of these videos and other sources to allow you to benefit from these new contemporary technologies.